Hey, one and all, how are you all today? Hope you are doing good. You know what? Before I do anything else, let's pray. Lord, thank you for a good day. Thank you for allowing me to stream, be with me as I stream, and just chill out. Hopefully, talk to people in the chat. Maybe to Dillard, who I was just on his show with. Um, yeah, and thank you, and we'll be back later for ending prayer. Anyways, okay, so let's see. Okay, let's go to the on air section. Hopefully, um, and let's live stream. Share this on. There we go. Okay, so what are we gonna do tonight? What are we gonna talk about? Okay, let's bring up no drip. Uh, Turnabout. Okay, so we don't really like that face, as I think we said before. Did we save it, Cooper? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Nancy's face from Snowdrift 2 or 1. There we go. Okay, so we don't want to move. I don't want light tables. I don't object. Okay, that looks good there. Let's come down to here. See whether Dillard's and no, nobody there. Take all this. And put it on another layer. Okay, and I think I want to put the hair on another level too. Or most of it anyways. There we go. Hair is on another level as well now. Hey Mike, thanks for dropping by and hitting like. Oh, yeah, it is. I don't know why I put 30th. I think I was slightly aware, but for some reason, same. And there it is changed. Hey Flit, how are you? So that is changed now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Because I looked for the date and then I think I even noticed it was the 29th and then I put the 30th. Fine, just preparing my belly for all the timbits I'm about to enjoy once Alberta succeeds to US as Casadadia. Okay, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Well, I don't know whether that's going to happen. I know, yeah, it's definitely sort of being talked about. I'm expecting us to have an election in about a year or less. Maybe it could be a little bit longer. Just the way our government's set up, we have what we call a minority government. Um, uh, Let me come up here where there's nothing. The the libs, got 165 seats, and then the cons got 147 seats. But see, that's not all the seats that we have. There is about 40 more. A party called the NDP, they got 7. Normally, they're the second biggest party, or third biggest party, I should say. But then there's a party specifically for Quebec. We'll just call that QC. They got 20 plus seats. And then there's the Green got 1. So the Libs do not have a majority. There's an 18 seat difference. Our government can fail, for lack of a better way of saying it, if there's a bill or something, a non-confidence vote about something. And as long as the Quebec party, the Quebecois, doesn't support the Liberals, there can be, if that non-confidence vote, the confidence vote doesn't go through, then the government can fail. Do what? This is just because of Flit's comment. Yeah, with 7 seats, they can't. The Jagmeet Singh was supporting the Liberals for the last 4 years just so he could get his pension. So with 7 seats, he can't make up that 18 seat difference. The only party that can support them is the Bloc Québécois. So, and they may or may not, because they're all for Quebec and they'll get special treatment. So I could see the government failing in a year or so or less. Just in my Discord, John. I'm not using StreamYards. Just go to the on air section in my Discord. Yes, I still use Discord. Okay. Hey, Mrs. Dillard. How are you? I'm not sure whether John's told you yet, but I'm good in a lot of ways. I've got a job, as I think you know. I've got my own room. Hey, John, where's that Fitz? Okay, now let's see whether everybody can hear you. Want us to talk?
Yeah, you can't hear me?
Can everybody in the chat hear Fitzchozo? I can hear you, but it's whether my chat can. But on a sad note, about a couple weeks ago, if you remember back in 2023, I said about my dad got cancer, and then at Christmas he got it cut out. It was gone. Well, it's come back, and he's been given 3 to 6 months to live. That's what the doctors say. But I'm praying for a heck of a lot more time and his salvation, because he does not know Jesus.
Uh, I didn't know that.
No, that's no problem, Fitz. Not a lot of people do. Just a lot of people on my channel, a lot of people that know me personally.
I didn't appear in one of your channels streams to just now.
Ah. Oh, yeah, I've been doing streams for I don't know how long.
Yeah, so I have plenty of time myself. I'm busy on my computer working on 3D models. I'm not playing games.
Now,
So,
can you guys hear Fitzgerald?
it's Shogo.
Fitzchozo? Or can you hear Dillard? You talk yet, Dillard? Okay, I heard you just very lowly there, Dillard.
Yeah, I can't hear Dillard either. You, Rick, but I don't hear Dillard.
Let's make sure we got Dillard. Okay, let's go over here. See. Fitzchozo, yeah. Hey, Alpha.
I just want to know if chat can hear me. I can't read chat right now. I got one window open at Discord.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Yeah, Fitz saying Fitz Churro. It's up in the chat. He did a talk. He's been on Metal's chat quite a bit. And hey, Metal, I saw you up there.
I'm pretty much the main chatter in the vomitorium.
Yeah.
No else. So.
And can you hear Fizz? Is my main question. Want to talk for a sec, Fitz?
All right, tell me if you can hear me better now.
I can hear you.
Hear me now. Hear me now, too.
Maybe a little too loud.
Yeah,
but that... Okay, so they're not coming through on anything. I don't see them coming through.
Keep praying it down. I'm a homeward bound.
Okay. When you guys talk, where are you coming through?
On your Discord, like you instructed me.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Browser. Okay, talk now.
Okay.
My name is John, and I have an active campaign on Fund My Comic called The Butler, the story so far.
And sorry, I can't buy it. Sorry, I can't buy it. I still.
What do you mean you can't buy it? Why do you hate me so much?
I don't hate you. I still couldn't get employed last year. I searched around too. Like I even fly to a gun store. It didn't want me out.
Okay, Just give me a sec.
What do you mean you even apply to a gun store? Do you not like guns or something?
No, I don't have an issue with guns at all. Although my family might, but I don't. Yeah.
When Rick has the best mic audio ever. Okay. You guys still there?
Yeah, we still here.
Yeah, apparently my gorgeous audio is being corrupted by your Discord. And everybody is saying that my audio is trash in your chat right now.
Well, that's because I didn't have.
Perfect.
That's because I didn't have my headphones on, and they were hearing you not only through the browser, but also through my mic because you were coming out my speakers and getting on through two sources, and then it messed it up. I was hoping I didn't need my headphones, but I do. So, oh well, I'll live. Oh, and Alpha, how did you see the
You
message?
asked me to come on, and now you're complaining that you have to put on headphones?
I'm not complaining. I'm just spouting out facts.
Mhm.
Now, Alpha, did
Rick is suffering for us. He's making the sacrifice of putting on these headphones.
Alpha, did you get the message I sent to you about a week ago? On Discord? Discord. So, besides coming back for your inaugural stream on your channel for Am I the A-Hole, how have you been doing? What's been going on with you, John?
Oh, just work. A lot of things. Been very busy navigating the launch of the Golden Patriot campaign. Been very busy trying to get everything squared away so that I could launch the Buckler catch-up campaign in tandem with the Golden Patriot so that I could get some extra money coming in at the same time giving people the opportunity to catch up on the Buckler stories because they have not been available to purchase anywhere for like 2 years, you know?
Oh, wow. That is a long time.
So now you can actually, read read the story of the Buckler, the one I talk about all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Wait, you can't find on Indie Planet or Blurb or anything like that.
You can't find it anywhere except for funmycomic.com.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
So,
I'm currently doing the art. They're doing the art from my first comic.
Cool.
If you don't follow me on Twitter, if you haven't followed my Twitter feed.
No, it's not me that they think is an a-hole, Alpha. As you know, John reads stories that people ask whether they are an a-hole. And I was actually on there tonight, commenting on some of them. So, yeah. So you've got two campaigns running on two different platforms. That's going to be well. You don't have to do much for the one, do you, John?
I mean, I don't have to do anything for either of them, but I'm going to keep on trying, you know.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, John. How does Ripperson work out? How does that work?
I don't know. It tells you how it works on their website.
John don't know. He's not on that end of things for that, probably.
Okay.
Mrs. Dillard is saying that you're always an A.
Not true.
Is that A as an awesome guy?
I'm always an A+ husband.
Awesome student? Awesome A+ husband? Ace?
That was hilarious. My two kids were playing school. They were in the playroom and they were pretending they were in school. And my little daughter gave my older daughter an F on her paper, and a fight ensued over that.
Which one? The older daughter gave the younger daughter?
Right, because the younger one was like, "Give me my grade, give me an A," right? 'Cause they weren't doing anything; they were just putting fake grades on papers, and so she writes out an A. And when the other one sat down, she she gave her an F. She wrote down F on the paper, and she's like, "Why you give me an F for it?" Oh, it was a big fight.
I could see your daughter doing that, having met them.
Yeah.
My wife is saying that she wanted the Eucharist. She didn't marry me because she wanted to marry me again. She married me so that our kids could go to catechism, and she wanted to be able to get the Eucharist at church because you cannot get the Eucharist at church unless you have had your baptism or communion, your confirmation, and are all confessed up.
Oh, so you what recently had your vows renewed or a wedding through the Catholic Church?
Yeah. So yeah, because we couldn't get the kids in catechism unless we were both confirmed Catholics. She has. I've already been confirmed years ago when I was in high school, but she wasn't. So she had to go through all the classes, and then we had to get our marriage blessed by the Catholic Church.
Ah,
So
okay.
we did the ceremony about 3 or 4 days ago, where we had to go up. I think it was 3 days ago. Well, it was on Saturday, where we had to go up and get basically remarried. It was maybe about an 6 to 8 minute ceremony at the top of the church, a regular mass.
So just you two, or was there anybody?
Yeah, just us two. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
like it's not like a massive church or anything.
you get Alpha said. Did you get a cake?
Yeah, actually, one of my wife's coworkers sent us a cake. It wasn't a huge one, but it was like when you get a wedding cake, the very top of it is kind of small and tall, like the topper of the cake. Like it was one of those. It was a small, like a two-person cake, but it was decorated super fancy. I thought that was very, very, very thoughtful.
So do you now have two wedding anniversaries?
Yes.
Do you need to get a gift for each one?
No. Not even one of them.
Yeah.
uh, your wife says they made me remarry Dillard in exchange for the Eucharist. I guess I married him wrong the first time. And the medal says many such cases. Loads of people marry the wrong way.
How you can marry wrong? What she didn't go through the proper religious ceremony? What?
Yeah, in this
Well,
case, it wasn't
we
the right
started going
religious.
back to church, right? We started going to church because we want the kids to be involved in some sort of church. So flip a coin, because I'm not denominational. Flip a coin, basically the Catholic Church, right? That's a very good church. And I don't see any reason to not go. And if you want no accountability, the Catholic Church is the way to go.
Yeah.
If you don't want to like hang around after church and have to talk to people, you don't want people asking you, "Hey, where you been these past few weeks?" All that nonsense you get at a regular evangelical church. Go to the Catholic Church. Nobody will ask. Nobody.
Oh, you could do that at an evangelical church. You just have to make sure it's a really big one. Where they have like 3 or 4 thousand people or more, 10,000 people.
Right. So, but again, like I said, I'm not denominational, which is why when we got married, I didn't really care who married us. So
Yeah.
it was some uh, friend of a preacher that we knew because he was busy. So he was an apostolic preacher, and he married us in a church. And then we went and got married legally, which I believe is the most important part because I think that God wants you to be married legally. And then, but because we wanted them to go to that church, they had rules. And because my wife didn't want to pretend, she didn't want to say that she was Catholic. She was well. So now she had to go through all of the red tape and hoops to get our kids available to be in classes.
She says, "What are you talking about, Diller? I've been going through hoops." Laugh out loud. Yeah, Alpha says, a mega church across the comics. Yeah, a mega church. A lot of mega churches. You can go. Nobody knows that you go or don't go, unless you get involved in something. And then you don't. If you don't get involved, nobody know. Like the church I went to, I got out of church for a while, and actually, it was big enough, and people knew who I was. Barely anybody called, but to ask what I was doing, I gave them some phony baloney excuse when I stopped going to church for a year, and then I went to another church when I finally went back after a year, and I just made it so I went in and out, and nobody asked who I asked anything about anything. Alpha says he just sits next to the exit. Yeah. If you just go in and out at some, half decent sized church, nobody will ask anything about you. Rick Olstein type. No. Sneak out like Batman. So yeah, two new campaigns. One, a catch up on the Buckler. So with that one, can you get individual books, or is it just one book? What?
Didn't you ask this on my show and I told you no?
Yeah, I asked it on your show. Actually, I think I asked before we were live on the air on your.
Gee whiz.
But I'm asking for the audience that now is hearing about this, so
Since
they
you
know.
refuse to pull up the campaign, I guess I'll just say everything that's on the campaign.
Yeah.
It is the Buckler Descent, the Buckler Canadian Tussle, the Buckler graphic novel Ascendancy, and the Temple of Polar Twilight, all 4 stories in one collected trade paperback. Runs about 115 plus pages. So it's going to be, regular standard size, 6.69, I think, by 10.2. And it's going to be a perfect bound paperback.
Alpha is saying, what is the Buckler rated?
R.
Hard R.
Yeah, very M. Yeah, very M. Very much M rated.
Yeah, mature R. There is nudity. Especially in
There's also lots of
Canadian Tussle.
Yes, that's correct.
Also, lots of gruesome stuff. I know that. I've seen the campaign page, the other campaign pages.
Yes, the Canadian Shield is in the Buckler. There's nothing lewd with the Canadian Shield in there.
Right.
And well,
I did work very closely with Rick Piper to make sure that the Canadian Shield wasn't doing anything the Canadian Shield wouldn't do.
Yeah. He originally was in the Ashcan, so putting him in the universe. Which actually I have the Ashcan somewhere. Well, it's in my comics, which are in storage. And then he does appear. Does he? Well, no. Rick Arrow from my universe appears in.
Right. Rick Arrow appears, but the Buckler doesn't come back until the Buckler Volume 2, Segregation. And he is a very big part of that book. He's actually the main antagonist of that book.
John,
that's cool. Again, I really do want to buy the Buckler books, but that I just don't have the money.
No, not the comic code, the cross code. Miss Dillard says John will no longer create lewd content. He is a true man of faith and apologizes for his mistakes. Is this true, John?
I'm gonna have to insist that my wife check her spelling before she just types all willy nilly, and that's not how you spell lewd. Please correct yourself. Please don't embarrass me in public.
He might make more lewd content, quote unquote lewd content if he gets to
Yeah.
my drawing my second book after the one I'm currently making.
Yeah. Although I know you were saying something to me, but I don't think you about that topic about them separately because I was asking at the time about myself because I got the digital version of Canadian Tussle and I was wanting to get a physical version. So and I'm not sure what you were gonna say. You said yeah, like about 10 extra physical copies after they're all sent out or something like that.
Yeah, I think what we ordered. I think we ordered like 15 extra, but I think we had to send out two. I think we have somewhere between 10 and 13 copies
Okay.
extra. But again, Anthony would have to give you that answer because I don't have the book. Anthony's fulfilling; he has the books.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that.
You want to put a link in the chat for the Fund My Comic campaign for Alpha and anybody?
Sure. Let me do that now.
And I just got.
Am I wrenched on your channel?
You should be. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
And of course, you have your new one. We're gonna have you probably on next week for a real official thing. Is the other big one that you have going right now, of course, too, is the Golden Patriot over on Rippaverse. That is with Alf. Yeah, Rippersend with. That's your one with Yellow Flash. Actually, I just got it tonight. I got a physical copy. So, well, they don't have digital there, but I was going to get a physical copy anyway. So.
Yeah, there's
Almost
not
says you
going to
get
be
a
anything
Lambo
my,
yet. No, I don't have enough money for a Lambo.
Yeah, I'm not going to offer digital either.
Well, it's got a month to go. It's on its like third or fourth day. It started the 25th. Okay, fourth day, and it's at about 60,000 already. So on the Ripper's end.
No, I don't know what you think Lambos cost, Rick, but I'm gonna need more money than that.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna need more money than that because you've got to split that money.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there because I have to tell my wife that she forgot to put a period on this end.
Because you're gonna have to split that money like probably.
She also forgot to put a comma after the word lewd.
I don't know why so hard spell checking your wife like that.
Or she forgot to put an asterisk in front of the word lewd and then a comma.
You're doing that just because you said lewd, and don't dare tell me about grammar, Dillard. Hey, Herman, how are you? But yeah,
Hello,
you got
Herman T. Hunter, the Lore Forge.
Yeah, I started listening to the first book that you gave me, Herman. Your wife tells you to shut up, John.
Again, she forgot the comma after Dillard and then either the period or exclamation point after shut up.
Is Dillard trying to become an editor now?
Wow. Yeah. Wait. I never got this from you, Dillard. But how did you feel about Romo and Krim pilot? Reactions have been mostly indifferent for the most part.
I didn't hear what you said. I know what the question is, but how did I feel about what?
The Romo and Krim pilot. The cartoon, the pilot, the animated short I made.
Oh, the pilot. Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting. I don't know. I'm not. Again, but I'm also indifferent because I don't know where the story is going.
Oh.
Yeah. And I haven't seen it yet.
But I'm interested. I'm not like uninterested. I'm interested.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So that money that you got on Ripperson so far, it's got to be divided three ways. One, to Ripperson for whatever fees they have and the shipping. And then, of course, between you and Yellow Flash.
Yeah, the problem I'm having a bit of production snag with Romo and Crim due to the fact that not enough people paid me on coffee to upgrade my hardware so I could make more of it faster. It takes a long time to make those. To make them, it took a long time to make that.
Oh, I can believe it.
Yeah, so that's what got me held up. It's like it takes a long time to make 3D anything with this computer.
Yeah, for sure.
And after I got my new computer, I was like, oh, you know what? Let me download what was that? What was that program? The one where you can do the 3D sculpting inside of it. Not
Oh, Blender?
No, not the other one, not Blender.
ZBrush.
ZBrush. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, Fizz. ZBrush. And I was like, well, now that my computer can actually handle this, I realized very quickly that I don't know what I'm doing. I can't handle it.
Yeah, ZBrush actually costs money. I actually been 3D sculpting for years, like since I was, I believe.
Well, I didn't get the paid program ZBrush. I got the boot. I got the.
So,
Yeah, but I've been 3D sculpting for years.
Flint wants you to post your hardware specs, John.
No, he wants Fizz to post his hardware.
This is a very cheap laptop. It's an HP Windows 10. It's 500 gigabytes. 500 gigabytes.
And I'm listening, and Herman, I'm liking it so far. I've only half been listening to it. I play it well. I've played it the other day for a few hours while at work, so I've actually got to take some time and sit and listen to it somewhere else. Because...
also, this computer does not. This laptop does not have a graphics processor. So yeah.
Yeah. But you got a new computer, John?
I can't. Oh yeah, so.
No, when I got this current computer that I have, it's not new anymore.
Oh, okay. Foot saying CPU, GPU, RAM. Post it. You find most of that in settings, and then about, I believe.
Here, I'll look it up. Settings and then about.
Yeah. Let's see. Settings, system, and then.
All right, so it says here it has 932 gigabytes of storage, an 8 gigabyte graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti, a 32 gigabyte of installed RAM, and 13th gen Intel Core i5 processor.
Metal says post specs for a Black & Decker 4 toaster. Hey, Wise, how are you?
I remember. Speaking of posters, no one bought that poster I made of Buckler, or ISOM, because you gotta buy it through coffee since every print on demand store I put it on up on takes it down for some reason.
Well, that's embarrassing. Why are you trying to embarrass me, Fizz Joseph?
No, but at least both Redbubble and Teespring took my poster of the Buckler and the Buckler down. So you just gotta buy it through coffee. But yeah, send a direct payment through coffee to me, and then I'll have it the poster shipped to your house.
No, I don't.
Hey, look, it's Wise Guys. What up, Wise Guys?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. No, they're not getting a new computer that is saying what the specs of their current computers are, because we were talking about 3D modeling software. Herman says an i5 is a good processor as 32 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, it works. I haven't had any problems with it at all. Like I haven't run into a point where I'm like it's not strong enough for something.
Yeah,
I was looking at Wise Guy's Twitter's post the other day. because he's having the same exact problem that I'm having. He's getting a bunch of DMs of like spammers, like putting you in massive groups and just like, are you tired of tariffs? Or you want to make $1,800 a month? You want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I'm like, golly, I mean, I have to go through and manually delete and report these conversations one by one. And like in the space of like an hour, I might get like 4 new message requests. So like if you leave it alone all night long, you'll come back to a mountain of messages, you know?
Yeah, I get a lot of those too, not for that reason, but I just end up deleting them and leave. And yes, I have panelists. I have John Dillard on here and Fitz Chozo, wise guy.
I get spam DMs occasionally, like once every 3 weeks. I'd say or something. It's not that often.
I get it every other day on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know if I clicked on something that I shouldn't have, or if somebody used my Twitter to sign up for a sweepstakes or whatever, but I've been getting multiple massive amounts of DMs, all of them spam. It's terrible.
It's probably just you're becoming popular. Wise guy says, "What? What's crazy about spam is once you get to reporting and deleting like 10 spam messages, and Twitter starts telling you an unexpected error."
And it's not even like it's difficult because it's not like it's a 2-click, it's a 3-click process. You have to leave conversation, report conversation, and then it says, "Are you sure?" You like, no, stop asking if I'm sure. I have many of these to get through. Please just let me delete all of them. You know?
Yeah. Flit says, "I get 0 DMs. It's super comfy." Well, on you.
I don't think you said it.
Like that.
Um. I'm not. Yeah, I am very much interested in the Buckley. I just can't. Get employed. Couldn't get. I've been trying for the past 2 years to get employed. Still hasn't worked out. And because of that, I can't buy the Buckler. I've been wanting to buy the Buckler. Also want to buy Napoleon from the Machine as well. That's another indie book. So like.
Metal says, "What's crazy about spam is that it's kind of mad right out of the can, but there are a lot of really good recipes once you pan fry it." Not that type of spam.
Yeah. I don't. I don't know if I'm gonna buy Mighty Golden Patriot. I'm just kind of not interested in that.
What?
See, sometimes you don't buy something because you like it, or it's your thing. Sometimes you buy it to support your friend. Like, I don't think Canadian Tussle is really my thing, but I bought it to support.
Buckley definitely is my thing. Well, my alley. The Buckley is definitely on my alley, though.
Oh, the Buckler, yes. The specific book of Canadian Tussle, I'm not so sure. Might be a little too lewd for me normally.
I'm a person who hates fan service, but depends on how it's handled.
Why says it's data brokers. Once a company has your data, they often resell it to other companies as Infiltrum. And then he says, "I love spam, but it's loaded with so much sodium."
Spam is good and good for you. I don't believe that for a second.
Also, if you don't know, so what I'm currently focusing on right now is my own comic, a Red Hotel. That's gonna be the title.
Uh,
It's a one shot. Yeah.
Definitely Dillert's going to agree with this. He says, Metal says, this is nonsense. Any book Dillert's art graces is for anyone with taste.
You don't agree with that, Ray?
Well, sure. I think I have taste, good taste. Uh, yeah, there's a question. What type of taste, good or bad, or somewhere in between? Not that the art,
I feel like you're trashing my comic. I don't like that.
not that the art isn't good and all that. It's just,
But the story is also.
and it's probably very funny, but it's probably not something that I would ever, unfortunately, advertise in Cross Comics because that's because sort of not really what goes with the vibe of Cross Comics. Because it's
Well, it's a good
like,
thing, I guess, that Cross Comics has zero influence.
yeah, because it's like definitely an R book, probably triple X.
No, I mean, wait. Is it porn in there? Because triple X means smut. So,
Yes, Canadian Tussle is definitely that.
ah,
Wise guy says that's for Cross Comics After Dark. Yeah.
yeah. There's not gonna be many sex scenes in my comics.
Yeah. No, wise guy says ad influence meaning endless cycle. Company sells your data to another company, sells it to another company, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. But hey, Dylan, I bought the digital copy, and I want to try and get a physical copy too. So, you know.
Yeah, to take you to the bathroom with you.
Okay. Well, hey, I believe in trying to support my friends on their projects too, you know. And I know what it's like before I'm getting it, so it's not like I'm going in blind.
So what'd you think of it?
I haven't read it yet, actually. I know I got it. It's just the digital is just my life's been chaotic, as you know, for about the last year and a half. Starting to settle down, and then I got a little chaotic with the stuff going on with my dad.
All right, then I guess I'll leave you alone.
No, you don't have to leave me alone. Um, oh, definitely.
I was just interested in what you thought of my book that I spent so much time working on and that you've had for a great deal of time now.
Great deal of time.
I was just wondering.
I don't think I've had it
When I got my Canadian Shield book, I read it the day I got it. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Let's see. Metal says bathroom reading material is often the best reading material. It's only time when you get to really be alone, and what else are you gonna read? And Flit says, does it have hype moments and aura? Though that's the real question.
Oh, I don't even know what aura means. Is that like a new word? Is it like a youngster word?
Aura, like, to go, people have auras around them. Unless I'm Metal says, indeed, it has both hype moments and aura. Herman says, I'm sure as soon as it's released by Customs late 2026, Rick will tell you what he thinks of your book. uh,
Uh,
Herman says aura equals halo. Or yeah, or like some sort of energy type field. Um,
'Cause I know, like,
I'll
my
be
wife
right.
gets
I'll be right
migraines,
back.
and they say her migraines present with an aura.
yeah.
That's the only time I hear. Or people, the hippy dippy people who have crystals, they say that they can see your aura.
Yeah, Wise Guy says aura is kind of a glow around your body. And Herman says glow as well. Metal says like when Goku goes from Keikoin to Super Saiyan.
Oh, he said, like when Goku goes Kaioken or Super Saiyan.
Alpha says, if you can see my aura, just tell me to my pants.
No, the buckler doesn't have aura in Canadian Tussle, but Golden Patriot does present with aura when he's in full costume.
Your
My
wife
wife
says,
corrects me and says hyperplegic migraines, the fanciest kind of migraine.
well, and I think it was your wife asking me earlier when I was coming down next.
I don't know. It's possible. When are you coming down next?
Not sure. I was thinking coming down for Alpha Omega Con, but it's on the same time
I'm back.
as Hamilton Comic Con, which I've already paid for.
Hmm.
Can you set Cross Comics up with your maid? Well, John's maid swings the other way, and she's a little big for me.
I don't know, Rick. You're a little big for her.
Maybe that's the true thing too. I don't know. Meryl says, but when people ask if it has an aura, they don't mean literally. They just kind of mean if the character has a kind of presence. Tim saying, this is a blast from the past. Dillard on Rick's channel. He's here. Wise Guy says, wait.
I would say that I come on here pretty frequently. Not like weekly, but like at least once a month.
Yeah, once or twice a month. Or once a month or once every other month for sure. But
Rick doesn't do a very good job of making you feel welcome back.
But hopefully we can get, I'd like to see people start getting a panel again on a regular basis, bringing people on to.
Yeah, I haven't been again. I haven't been on a lot of people's channels lately because I've just been been struggling with personal stuff in my own life, but as well as personal projects. But a lot of people just forget I exist half the time. So.
Well, this guy says, "Wait, I thought you moved in with Dillard." No, just for a week, or less than a week, back in 2023. And then your wife says,
Split
yes.
says, huh, I guess beggars can be choosers.
Yeah, if I just forget, yeah, I assume most people probably forgotten I exist half the time. Remember I
Not
exist
me.
for the past.
Sometimes I lay up awake at night thinking about Fizz Chozo. I say, I wonder what Fizz is doing.
What I've been doing was trying to make this comic about the mission of a hitman. About a mission of a hitman on his mission to kill some money thief, money launderer.
Yes, Tim. I have Dillard on, obviously, and I have Fitzchozo.
And they're asking because there's no way to tell who's on with you because you have neither of us represented on your screen.
Yeah, I guess I could put up Discord here.
Uh, I actually you can actually see some of the art on Twitter. I've been making for this project. My Twitter handle is at ShowzoFizz.
Hey, Mallet. Mallet's in the chat.
Hey Mallet, how you been? I was on my way over here. I stopped by real quick on Mallet's. He was live doing his city building, his railroad building stuff on video games.
Yeah, I've been on his thing, stopping by for the last week a few times. Yeah, he's coming on usually at about 9 o'clock, I believe. We got a lot of people here tonight. It's really good. The chat is really jumping.
Wish I could see the chat right now, but I can't have more than one tab open. Otherwise, I might have audio issues.
Rick doesn't
That's
drop.
all right. Rick will let you know who's here.
Yeah, I usually read the chat. I don't let most of the chat not be read or somewhat. Sometimes I read it in my head and don't read it aloud. Yeah, they do need to show up for the silhouette game, Alpha.
I'm too good at it. I don't want Alpha to lose every time I show up, so I try to make my presence scarce.
Rick, I need to drop a link to Reactive, so can you just have people's avatars on the screen without talking? Taking up too much space? Okay. Think I did that. Mel's saying, okay, guys, and John, have a nice night.
All right, you too, Mal.
Tim says, Alpha, there's no way you can beat Dillard. Yeah, except if he sees it before Dillard. Alpha has the distinct advantage of seeing it like about 5 seconds before anybody. Somehow he's just got that awesome internet. Really? Oh, Alpha, there is no way Dillard. Oh, Dillard can beat you. Okay, I read it wrong. I read it the reverse. Seemed funnier the other way, though. Alpha says he's king. Yeah, everybody should show up the silhouette game. It's Thursday this week. It's going to be cartoon characters from 2010 to 2019.
What's the silhouette game? What channel is that on?
My channel here.
Oh,
and it starts at approximately 7 o'clock Eastern.
oh, okay.
And it's every Thursday. Or most of
I didn't know.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
Now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
Yeah, because considering I grew up in the 2010s, I probably would recognize a lot of those cartoon characters.
Okay. Okay, I sent it to you. Set up the module. after the stream for future use. It's much. It's something I use with Discord, Metal, to or not Discord.
Yeah, it's called Reactive.
OBS.
Program that you use to manipulate your display on your streams.
One guy says G.I. Joe.
Yeah, sometimes I walk in on your Silhouette games and you are doing like cartoon characters from 19-3 and nobody's ever heard of them, and it's you have them in strange positions and the silhouettes sometimes don't work. And I'm like, yeah, this is I can understand every now and then because it's an independent channel, that can't get everything right. But there's way too many mistakes. Way too many mistakes for me to take that game and be like, I'm gonna give it a real hard try because it's almost like they're deliberately sabotaging. What do you think about that, Rick?
Well, I'm deliberately sabotaging.
Yeah, you are deliberately sabotaging me, John Dillard.
Oh, I don't know about that, but if you come on a regular basis, I usually the week after I'm done, 90% of the time, maybe more, I say what the topic the next week is going to be, so you can do some possible research if you want into even just a little bit of research just to try and maybe figure out what something might be. Characters that debated in 1993. At least you can get a list of something that limits the number of characters that you have to choose from. Tim says, how is the Mighty Golden approaching? Last time I checked, it was kicking butt.
I haven't checked.
Here, I got it up. Here, let me. It is at 59,492 sales.
Excellent.
There has been 2,136 books sold, and they're going for a pre-order goal of 100,000. So it's almost 60% of the way there. And it's only been about 4 days. 3 days. No, 4. It opened on the 25th. It says it ends on the 26th of next month. Oh, no, July. So that's 2 months. And I got my copy. I ordered my copy earlier today.
I wanted to ask everyone, does anybody know how to get Ninja Ripper to work?
How to get what?
It's a Ninja Ripper. It's a program someone came up with that allows you to rip models out of video games on your PC.
I have no
Sorry,
clue.
man, I never even heard of it.
No.
Take models out the video game, out video games on your PC.
Not yet, Alpha. Give it a month.
Yeah. Okay. So I can't get it to work for some reason. Instead of pulling out 3D models, all I get is text files. I don't even understand.
And yeah, they may try Metal. The Canadian government can, the one that can compel my speech. Even they can't compel my speech. I did not allow them. Yeah, so this, I said what to this week's topic is. And I'm probably going to do, I got to decide for Thursday, obviously. I'm going to probably do either brand mascots or sports mascots for the following week. Y says he's never heard of it. So you rip out the model Then what? So you can use them in animation.
Anything I want to, really.
So you can bring them into a 3D program and do something with them there, or an-
Yeah,
any sort of animation program.
yeah, exactly.
And you can remodel it, recolor it for whatever you want.
Yeah, yes, yes. So I'll
Is that legal?
at some point, yes, because at a certain point I want to speed up production of certain things or do fan animations. At a certain point, I might feel like I might have to just try to speed up production. Like for for example, you know this game called Spore, right?
Oh, the one from like 20
Uh,
years ago?
yeah, I was 5 when the game came out. So I never played it. So as a the game has one of the best creature creators ever. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could speed up creature design if I mouse with Spore, because instead of just making the creature mouse manually. I can't get Ninja Ripper working, so that I can't do that right now. So I just gotta make every monster manually.
Let's see. Y says, wonder if you're ripping it into the wrong file format. And then Alpha says, sounds cool. Fan CG animations would be fun to make.
Yeah, I could do it. The problem is doing 3D anything takes a long time. So this machine I have. So I mean, I'm already doing a 3D comic book using models I make, models I make. Um, like at the Red Hotel I just mentioned, which I'm going to try to sell physically once all the art is done. Still only
What's the
made
Red
managed to make
Hotel about?
only managed to make 3 pages so far. Um, the Red Hotel is about the mission of a hitman who's assigned to kill some money launderer. The main character is called Agent 22. Um, he doesn't have a name. He's what's called a tube born. Basically, a genetically modified human grown in laboratory, who has some enhanced abilities. He was created by CIA for the sole purpose of offing people. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he sent the story is about him being sent on a mission to kill some money launderer.
So he's a hero.
No, not at
He's
all.
like the
Not even close.
CIA's way of fighting crime, or what is it?
No, he's not a hero. Agent 22 has no morals whatsoever. He kills whoever he's told to.
Tim wants to know what happened to
Monster.
the previous 21 agents.
No, I don't know. Uh, he doesn't have a real name. See, he's not raised as a normal human. He's raised in a laboratory. The thing about Agent 22 is that he'll kill anybody. He doesn't care who he kills. So if he tells him if his name's on the list, he'll kill him. And he kills witnesses to his crimes as well. So, the government
Does
doesn't
he
want people to know
currently
about what he
work?
did.
Okay, I guess he was made by the CIA, but is he currently working for the CIA?
Yes.
Do they control him?
Yes. Yes. They control him.
And is
He
this like
doesn't
a
rebel or
doomsday
anything.
thing? The CIA in this story is nefarious, and they're doing a
Yes.
bunch of illegal things, treasonous things, and they're using this robot guy to do these treasonous things.
Yes. Although he's not a robot at all. He's more of like he's more like a clone. Like he's made in test tube. Yeah. He's not mechanical at all. But yes, very much. And they're using this guy to do nefarious things.
Okay,
Right.
sounds plausible.
Let's see. Y says rendering is the most time-consuming task, if I remember.
Yes, it is. Because especially for me, since I don't have a graphics processor, so it takes hours. You mean hours? Like it takes 5 hours to render a single image. Uh,
Sounds
I
frustrating.
I know, I know. It could take 5 hours like to render a single image. If you're doing high quality images. For Romo and Chrome, originally it was supposed to be a higher quality than what you saw. However, I had to tone it down to make it come out in any timely manner. So I had to tone it down to love you what's the finished product was.
And Tim
Uh,
saying deep
also,
state sheet. And Metal told me to redo a mouth that I was doing on my Snowdrift turnaround. So I erased the mouth already. It's just trying to figure out how to get it in looking good. Like close to as good as John would do. But I'll never get that. Because I'm not as good as John at drawing.
Just draw the line of the mouth first. The separation between the upper and lower lip. Just draw a straight line. That line.
Yeah. I do that and it never turns out as good as I want.
Then you draw the line on top and the line on bottom.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
No, you got to do it in a slight M.
Yeah. Is that better, Metal?
I'm not.
Rick, you just drew an inappropriate blow up doll.
I want while I'm here, I want to ask. I want to advertise Agent 22's power set, which is he has somewhat of a healing factor. But he can't regrow limbs or regrow his head or anything like that. However, any bone that's broken will be repaired within less than 4 days. He can have his entire body crippled and yet be walking again like nothing ever happened in about 3 days later.
Metal says it's technically better.
Um,
Child
he
Slater
can
and
also
Fred
break
Moda.
people's he can also break people's bones by punching them. So
Oh, so he's like me.
I'm not exactly sure you can do that.
That is too
Oh, it
thick.
depends on the age of the person.
The story I got so far, well, he will pick up a fat
Okay,
guy. with one
everybody
hand.
can break bones when you're fighting stuff. I mean, people break people's jaws all the time. I remember like we got in a fight in high school. We just broke some guy's nose, and not like the cartilage part, like the actual bone part of the top. I remember my brother punched some guy one time, broke his occipital bone around his eye.
I mean, the story I got so far, he picks up another fat man, actually with one hand by the neck. Oh,
So he's super strong.
yeah.
He's got a strong lower back.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
Seen people on the internet and they do kung fu and they break concrete with their strikes. Pretty great.
Yes, he probably can do something like that. Most definitely.
Tim said, not Tim. Metal says, I've broken several of other people's ribs in my life. Okay, is that better, Dillard? Or metal? Or both?
Mm. Yeah, as a mouth, overall, yeah, that's better. But now her mouth is way too low beneath her nose.
Uh,
She has a big old space up there like she's the Magnum PI.
I can.
I'm sorry I can't see what you're doing because I
Yeah.
don't have my phone right now and I can't
Yeah.
and I can't
Yeah, no problem,
I
Fitz.
oh,
Oh. Alpha says, or the nose is too high.
Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes, I do that too. No, not.
um
Not really. I can't
does
back that.
anybody, I want to ask, does anybody wonder how I made that post of the buckler?
No, I'm not sure which post you're talking about, but oh, did you say
I
post or
made a
poster?
poster. I made an art piece the buckler. Did you? If you don't know, that you can buy on my coffee. As any print on demand website, I put it up on takes it down. So, so you guys do pay me $18 and I'll ship a poster to your house.
Okay, is that better now, John?
But but, okay, but yeah, anybody wonder how I make that art piece the buckler?
I don't know how you made it. That looks a little better, Rick. Yeah.
No. Okay, what I did was I made a 3D model of the buckler, then I got into GIMP and traced over it.
What is GIMP? What is that?
GIMP is something similar to Photoshop,
Oh, okay.
like the cheap Photoshop. This is free. Yeah, I check this. I traced over it. So yeah. Yeah. Same with that post I made of Ice on. Also, no one. Yeah. Also, nobody has bought.
Well, since Isom is a more popular character than the Buckler, and it also didn't sell, I feel a little bit less bad now that the Buckler didn't.
Tim says, "Did you just admit to stealing Dillard's IP and sell it without his permission?" No, he admitted to.
I asked Dylan for permission.
And I gave him permission.
It's called fan art, Tim. You can sell fan art. And then Tim says, "Oh, but I think it's more to." No, not AI fan art. I believe you drew it yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fischozo draws or renders and creates 3D models. That's what he did.
Exactly.
He
I
used
actually
his
make the
3D
stuff
model
myself.
of the Buckler and then used that as the base from which to draw an image or digitally paint an image of the Buckler in GIMP
Exactly.
and render it out.
That's what I just said. Yeah, I'm not on the AI train. If you don't know.
Wait, who would buy an art of bands? Oh, there are strange people out there, Tim. Lots of strange people that would.
I know people assume I will be on the AI train because a lot of people say I'm lazy, but I'm not.
I say that all the time.
Like I'm not like I'm not. I'm actually a 3D animator and 3D designer. Like I make 3D models and stuff. In fact, you can see some right now if you just check my Twitter profile.
I don't love AI, but I find it. I've been using it to try and animate some of my drawings lately, or mainly my drawings.
Flit says that Rick loves AI and that you two should debate it. Since Fish Chozo is not on the AI train and Rick Piper loves him some AI, how can you guys even stand to be in the same room with each other?
I mean, using AI kind of freak of creativity. If the AI, like if the AI, if the I'm not satisfied if I don't do anything. Computer just does everything for me.
Yeah,
I
well,
feel that,
like it ain't doing everything. It's just doing all the animation. I give it the images to work with.
even then, I prefer actually posing my characters and animating them. I don't want the computer to come up with how the characters look for me or how the characters move for me. I actually want to come up with that myself.
No.
So if somebody doesn't have the talent that you have, like Rick, like how can they have those products? Should they forever just be priced out of the market, or should there be a way for them to
No, you can pay me.
have
I'm
animations
very
of their
cheap.
characters
I'm
while
very cheap.
also maintaining?
You can just pay me. I'm very cheap. It's literally it's won't even be $100. Literally less than that.
Well, the question is, what does one get for $100?
I think what Rick is trying to say is that he doesn't know if you're worth $100 or even less than $100. He doesn't know if you're worth 2 cents.
I mean, I made a pilot, animated pilot. That so.
Well, let's look at that animated pilot. I want to see it. I want to see how much Rick Piper thinks your animation is worth.
So, you can use that as an example. But
Flit says, what if Rick can't afford it? Like how you can't afford to buy John's books. Well, he doesn't have my books because he can't afford it. So he thinks that Rick should not have animations at all if he can't afford it.
there are 3 types of animation. Even if you can't draw, which I can't really draw, I can just get around that using 3D by learning 3D. It took years to learn that. I just didn't have the talent to draw, but I have the talent to make stuff in 3D. It's weird. But if you don't have talent to make stuff in 3D, you can't learn stop motion.
Yeah, well, see,
So,
there's the other thing that it takes a heaven of a lot of time too.
but I like taking my time to animate.
Yeah,
Is that?
there's nothing wrong with that. It's just for me. I won't say I got better stuff to do, but I hate doing the same thing over or almost the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It gets monotonous and boring to me quickly. But everybody, hey.
I'm here, but I gotta push through it. Very quickly I had to learn to push through that. I know. It's like you can't count. I can't count how many times I had to replay that animation of animations I made of Romo and Chrome when I made that pilot. I had to play it again to check if there are defects again and again. Then I had to go back and fix stuff constantly and make sure everything syncs up to the audio, etc. It took a long time, like months.
Yeah. Do you have a?
And you would do all that for less than $100? That months of work?
Yes. Because no one's hiring me for anything.
Fish Chozo, what is your YouTube channel called?
The Fish Chozo Corner.
The Fish Chozo Corner. The Fizz Chozo.
Randall says for $100, I will give you all the buyer's remorse you could ever desire and more.
If you look for the actual pilot, it's called Romo and Krim.
I am looking for the actual pilot. Here we go.
And you're going to play it here.
If you'll share it, yeah.
Yeah?
All right, I have it. Now I will share it. Discord, let's see. How do I do that? Ooh, I don't know how to do that. Oh,
Probably
here.
go down to the bare bottom, share your screen.
All right, how about that? Can you see that?
Okay, it's coming up. Okay, I'll let you know when to play it, John. Because I need to...
And the audio
Oh.
should be playable as well. So this is something that was created entirely from nothing by Fizz Chozo. And it's called Romo and Krim.
There. Let's make it bigger. Oh yeah, you can play.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Full volume.
Have you scanned anything of note?
I have been scanning, but there's nothing but rocks.
The Levenians have to be playing something, else why would the Luddins send us out here?
Maybe they just think we're disposable.
We're state-of-the-art robots.
Haven't you looked into a mirror? I fail to understand why our makers didn't just send the Ultrabots instead.
The Ultrabots are loyal to the bugs. We are programmed to be loyal to Luddinkind.
I think my boredom may have rewrote my programming.
Are you sure? Because if that's the case, I'll melt you into a pile of lead, you lazy blockhead.
I don't think your heat ray is strong enough for that, Romo.
Look, Crumb, we are going to get broken down for parts if we go back to learn from nothing.
How do you know that?
I know because we're meant to represent the most advanced robotics technology Lam can muster. How do you think they're going to react when they send their most advanced robots out into the home system of a species that has repeatedly violated everything the Galactic Alliance stands for? And then they come back with nothing.
Maybe they recycle our hardware for more advanced machines.
I'm not going to allow you to get me deleted from. So by next time I walk in here, you better have something for us to investigate.
In this episode, I finally revealed.
Rick?
Yeah. Right here, music. Close. Let's. Yeah, not
The
bad.
main complaint. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the main complaint I get is the voices, because the voices.
Yeah,
most
I
people-
think that everything about it is excellent. The plane on what they're standing on is a little bit unclear, but I mean I know what they're standing on, but I'm saying it's just rendered out is a little bit unclear. but I know I can understand everything that's happening except for the voices. Now I can understand Crim's voice because it's
Mm,
speaking so slowly, but the effects you
mm.
have on the skinnier robot,
Romo. Romo.
Romo, are hard to
Mm.
hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that by my next episode.
Yeah.
Episode 2, I'm gonna fix that. That's a common complaint. That's I didn't really know that. I didn't really know that because obviously just one person record.
Yeah.
Just me recording my voices with distortion
Yeah.
effects.
It's good, definitely good for a first thing. Eventually, you'd probably have to render the walls a little bit more color.
Uh,
Might help too.
Yeah, but spaceship is actually it's supposed to be white. It's supposed to be it's all white.
Okay.
Like that.
No details
um,
on the walls or anything like that.
There was supposed to be a little bit more detail, but it was slowing down render times. So I had
Yeah.
there's supposed to be more realistic lighting too. I ran into issues, so I had to make some compromises.
Yeah,
I
I
wanna
get
get it out.
that. When you don't have the best computer to work on, But, it's definitely good for, probably not the best computer to work on and a first try, shall we say.
Mhm.
Metal
This
said,
the first.
Go ahead.
I said that was the first time me making any kind of story animation that wasn't just some random animation test. That wasn't
Uh,
just some weird test to see what I could do in an animation.
Yeah.
That was the first time I tried to make a story with animation.
Metal says, my big issue when I watched this was the difficulty understanding the characters. Subtitles at least could help. So maybe there's something you can put in for helping with the voices
I
too.
can I can re-upload a version with subtitles. I just don't know how to add subtitles while using video software yet. I have a video editor.
Yeah, just do that with a video editor. Bring it in and put the subtitles in
Mhm.
when they're talking.
Yeah, okay, got it. I have a video edit the software, but I just don't know how to use subtitles for it. I use VSDC.
Tim says, huh? And Flit says, early Adult Swim during their experimental phase. A la Xavier Renegade Angel. Tim says, the ability to animate is done well.
The animation is the actual animation is well done. That's what people say.
Yeah.
The actual
Yeah, and I don't think the story itself is bad at all. But because the majority of the story, from what I could extrapolate, was coming from Robo, I could not grasp the story.
Okay. Okay, but basically these two robots were created by these aliens called Luttons. I should have designed them by now, but I've been preoccupied with this comic. This comic project I'm working on. But the Luttons, they're these aliens. They look like goo and they wear salt shaker powered armor. When they're out in space. Off on world because they kind of explode when they leave the planet, or kind of pop. And the Luttons made these two robots to either explore space for them and try to spy on their enemies, spy on their intergalactic enemies, because they want to do it
I didn't
themselves.
get that. I thought they were just looking for like points of interest, something to investigate. So when he was looking at,
They're spying on some other aliens called Levedians.
The one thing I would suggest too.
Understand what you just said? Could you say that slower?
They're spying on some other aliens called the Levedians. At least that's what Romo says. They're in their star system trying to spy on them.
The other thing that you could do to improve the first one too is you could take that into a video editor, take out the audio that's there, and then redo the audio so it's more understandable, or put in the subtitles.
Yeah, Romo is the main one most people can't understand. Quim, most people don't have an issue with.
No.
Yeah.
Or you could probably even leave in the audio that people are good with. You know, a lot of video editors have it so you can, you can cut the track where it's good, cut it, take out what's bad, and replace whatever. Do a separate recording for a new voiceover and place it in there.
Yeah, I'm not advanced when it comes to video editing. I'm not very good at that advanced with it. I know some basic editing like separating audio from video, placing audio over photos or over videos, but and cutting and clipping but I'm not so the more advanced stuff like separating audio from each other or something like that. I don't know how to do that.
Audio mixing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
audio mix.
super good with it, but I can do a little bit of the
There are a few
clipping.
people that are.
Like audio mixing and subtitles. I still really don't know how get subtitles work. It will take so much effort using the VSDC video editor I use. So I
If
gotta
I
time the exact word length of sentence. Then I gotta have a text appear on the screen for that exact amount of time. Yeah, it'll take quite a bit.
Well, with the one that I use, use Move AVI. It'd probably be very easy. At least I find it with that one to be easy. One of my more recent ones that I used an AI program for animation. Um, I ran through my various demons that I had in the CrossFirst that I created for it, and I put the name of each one with it, each character, and there was like 12 or 13 or more, maybe 20. So it's not exactly um, a caption like you're talking about subtitles, but it's similar because I put it on there for a certain amount of time and it comes off. So
Yeah, I would actually like to offer out my animation services to anybody, but I just don't feel like I have the hardware requirements to do something like that. 'Cause, the brand
yeah.
issues when making that
If maybe that's the thing you got to do if you want to do that, is get yourself a little bit better hardware. And I know it might be hard, but probably save up for it if you can.
Yeah, I've been struggling to get employed for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I was struggling a bit with that myself. Get employed
I was
for
supposed to get a job when I turned 18, but COVID happened. That just threw everything out of whack.
Although I need to make some of it better and add hands and feet. What are you thinking of this front view of Snowdrift, John? And anybody else in the chat?
I don't know. It doesn't look like. Why did you? I feel like you changed your hair. Why did you change your hair?
I just have it going behind her. I don't have any of it coming in front. Like it's. What do you mean by change? I guess change your hair. It's supposed to be straightish. It's supposed to be just a wig going on there for the blue hair. Is that what
But
you
you
mean?
you're actually covered up right now by the two icons on the top. You keep zooming in and out, but I can't see the face no more because you're covering it up. Also, I say her eyes are too big.
Okay. Flit says he enjoys video editing. I'd like to learn DaVinci Resolve at some point. Well, maybe you and Flit, maybe you and Fitzjozo can get together and do a project together. Do some video editing for him.
I don't even know. Is that his strong suit? Because Flit is an excellent animator. I'm sorry, illustrator. I don't know how he is at animator.
Okay, so eyes you're saying are too big. I thought that might be the case.
And the way that her hair is bowing around her head, it makes she have like a big old coconut head.
So,
I'm back. I had to drink some water.
So why is she flying or something? Why is her hair back?
well, she's just
Like, why-
standing
like-
straight.
Like it looks like it's pulled so far back. She has no hair on her temples or like sideburn area. Like it's very.
Well, remember the blue hair is a wig, so I'm not sure whether that. I don't know. It could just be that I'm just not doing as good as I'd like with it.
Like if you look at the sides of her hair that are closer to her shoulders, take that line where the line almost matches up with her leotard there, that line of the crease of the arm, that line where you have it, and just draw a line straight up and cut off those big round bulbous areas that are coming off the top of her head. They're
Okay.
puffing out too much and it's making her head look like a perfect circle.
Okay, so you're talking about right
Again,
here.
you're not
right-
showing us. You're not showing us right now. What
Yeah, I
you're
know.
doing.
I know it's gonna take a couple seconds. You're talking about where I just erased, right?
I'm
And the-
only looking at what you're showing on YouTube, which has a pretty long delay. Give me a sec. Let me move what I'm working on here so I can pull up a Clip Studio file. I'm gonna mute myself for a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Last I heard, Flip gave up the life of illustration in favor of 3D modeling. Yeah. Put a line in that big old coconut. Perfect circle. I love that band.
I'm sorry, Rick. Can you make it so that I can see her entire head, so I can screen cap it real quick?
Yeah. I just forget sometimes. That you're not seeing quite what I'm seeing. Can I? Let's see.
Got it. Thank you.
Will this?
All right. Can you share my screen?
Okay.
You should see like a Fortnite gun on there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Go.
Hopefully, Give me a sec, John. Oh yeah, because I'm showing you now, so. Oh. Okay, so this is what John's drawing.
Okay, let me see. All right. So what I'm saying is these sides right here, this is about where you want the hair to be falling. So I would say do a line straight up like this and cut all this area here off the side of the head.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. I was just trying to confirm before I did anything.
Right. And then so like if you're looking at the planes of the face, there should be like a temple forehead area here, right? And when you have a wig on, because like women's hair will typically do this number, it'll go like in a like an arch, whereas a man's hairdo will be like a flat, straight thing.
Yeah.
Because women's hairdos kind of do that number. Like when the wig goes down, because the wig itself for Snowdrift goes, if you're looking at a side profile, it would look like that, right? A little bit in the front, a lot in the back. It's covering the sides of the face. And because you can clearly see her ears, the wig should be coming down like this.
Yeah. Like. Although you can't see it yet. Sort of like that on. Well, you might be able to see it. I think I shared on Discord my thing through virtual.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, with that, take that off.
I can see it now, finally. Because you're sharing it, so yeah, see it now. She look like she wearing it looks like the lady's wearing some kind of a hat. Got a hoodie on.
Well, she has a wig.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't look like hair at all.
Oh, I'm not sure which one you're looking at, mine or Dillard's, so.
I'm looking at the one you're in, Rick.
Because Dillard's, I'd say, looks more like a hoodie at this point. Dillard's looks like Tangela from Creatures Features, sort of. Says Tim.
What now? What's that?
Tim was saying yours looks like Tangela from Creatures Features, sort of. It's on YouTube, says Tim. Because he hears you clicking away.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
They are grade B horror movies.
Tangela. Yeah, I think it's pronounced Tangela. Because yeah, you have to give the hair some sort of, like, I guess you would call it body, right? Unless she has it pulled behind her ears, it's gonna be falling towards the front of the face. But yeah, if this were me drawing this, then I would take the forehead and find out where the top of the head would be, which would probably be somewhere around here because you have the head too high. And then I
Yeah.
would, bring it down from there, like that.
You mean too high on the neck?
Too high on the head. Like her head is too high. Like that. Like I would bring the hair from like that. And then the eyes, again, the eyes are still too big. So I would
Yeah. Did
make
you
them the
get-
right size so that it doesn't look like her face is massive behind the hair. The eye
Yeah.
should be about yay big.
Yeah. This
The eyes
is.
about that
I'd
big.
say that.
Now it doesn't look like her face is so huge behind the hair. You know what I mean? Then you have her jaws a little bit low. So you want to have it coming in at a sharper angle because
Yeah.
she's not that fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I tried to use your image here to get the face better when I had it because it was way worse.
Like that. See? Easy peasy. Snowdrift.
Now she looks evil, says Tim. Okay, we'll get the eyes on a different layer. I think that'll help a little. That's now I can take each eye. Actually, I can probably just shrink the one eye.
The old one eye.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this one out completely. Control C, Control V, Control.
What exactly is the character you're drawing, Rick?
Pardon?
Well, who exactly is he drawing, Rick?
Me or Dillard?
About the character.
The character's name
Snowdrift.
is Snowdrift. It's one of my characters.
Oh. Snowdrift. But whoa. What is she then?
She's a heroine for my comics.
She white.
Oh. No.
Hey,
Yeah,
Manticore.
It's one thing I didn't mention about Romo and Crumb. It's technically supposed to be in the same universe as my comics, though it is in space, so there's very little crossover there. But the aliens that Romo mentions will show up on Earth at different points.
Okay, the right layer.
Snowdrift. What's her deal anyway? I already tell she probably has ice powers from her name, but what is her deal actually?
She was a scientist, Canadian scientist from the early 50s. She got an expedition of her own to the Canadian Arctic. About a year after being up there, she goes out for a walk. It's struck by, well, not struck by. She ends up in the middle of a snowstorm that she can't find her way back. She basically passes out and calls out to God to save her. He sort of puts her into a suspended animation type deal.
It's frozen time.
Yeah, frozen, sort of like Captain America. About 70 years later, present day, she is found and revived and ends up getting acclimated back into society and ends up finding out she has ice, cold base powers, ice powers, snow powers, and ends up becoming a hero. That's
Okay.
real condensed version.
Okay.
There really isn't much more to the story than that.
All spirits get their powers from God in this universe. I know it's that.
You know what?
That all superheroes get their powers from God in your universe.
Yes and no. Some of them, like invent technology and have powers that way too. Some, or some have, martial arts skills or whatever that they use to fight crime in God's glory or whatever.
But not his blessing.
Well, maybe his blessing. Some get more of his blessing than others, sort of like Snowdrift, although technically, not sure whether you'd say she got hit. Well, he gave her the powers, but she decided how to use them. And for, good or bad. Snowdrift's twin sister Frostbite is the assassin. Oh, yes, they tried to make her an assassin way back when.
Wait.
It's just my chat trolling me.
How does the Buckler currently feel about the Canadian Shield now that he's currently a bad guy? How does he feel about this for the hero he used to work for?
He's a piece of shit for doing what he did, and he wishes nothing but bad things for him.
So how's that, John? What do you think of that, John? What I got now?
Give me a second.
I'm just about to erase something as I ask that.
Yep, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a couple minor changes that I was doing while I asked you. What do you think now?
I said it looks better.
Well, I changed when you saw it had the hair coming down was pointed. Now I made it go across a little bit. Well, but you can see it right away too now. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, this is definitely improvement. I will save that. I'll probably get the feet and hands in next week. And I might go over it again. Mesh it all together, go over it, make it a little better, and do the backside. And hopefully, well, in a month or two, month most, might be able to start paying you to do some more pages of Snowdrift. Although I do have some paid for already, right?
Yes.
So, Fitz, anything you want to promote?
I mean, I do want to promote some of the stuff I post on my Twitter, my Twitter. Yeah, I post art there, 3D CGI art there all the time.
Let's see. I'm not sure whether in the chat or not. Let me make sure you have a wrench. You want to type in the chat if you can?
Look. Okay, my Twitter handle is at ChozoFizz. Cause I be publishing stuff there and no one responds to them at all. Because hardly anyone follows me. Cause I try to get people reactions. Like I designed Captain Metal, one of my heroes, one of the heroes of my universe. No one has any reaction to it. What does anybody think about this character? I actually did the design for him. Uh,
Are you asking us right now, as the show is ending, to extend the show and discuss Captain Metal?
yeah, cause yeah, yeah. But I'm actually right now, Dillard and Rick. What do you think of his design?
I haven't seen the design that I can know of.
Just scroll down the media section of my Twitter.
Okay. Does somebody want to
If you
put
see a cyborg dude,
anybody that has his Twitter?
I have it.
I want to put it in the chat, John.
Sure, why not? Let's see here. Copy. Let's go to YouTube. And paste. There you go. There's Fizz Chozo's Twitter. If you go to Fizz Chozo's Twitter and look up his media section, which I am doing currently, you can find. Well, here I'll share it, and you can tell me where to go. Stop sharing my drawing, and let's go to share media post by Fizz Chozo.
that's Captain Metal, the guy with the blue trench coat on.
This guy here.
Yeah, that's my one of the other characters in. Captain Metal, right there. He's really Andy Ramis. Like, what do you think of the design so far?
He looks all right. Very, I'd say generic myself, but not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, he's one of the heroes in my universe, actually.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to be? Like a machine man?
He's a cyborg. So yeah, well, so
I think his pants are too short. I don't like his high water pants. It makes him look like a nerd.
But it's he's a bodyguard who for this tech mogul named Ryan Wormwood, who gets injured in a helicopter crash when Agent 22 shoots the helicopter down.
I don't like his hair.
Hair's actually nappy because he's Italian, but an Italian ancestry on his mom's side. And Andy.
I think he needs to have
Uh,
some sort of. I don't like the fact that he's a bodyguard, especially a bodyguard for an Italian family,
he's a
and that he
bodyguard for no,
and
he's a bodyguard
that
for
he does not
Tecmo.
have a collared shirt. I think he needs to have a shirt with a collar, especially if he's wearing a trench coat, which is actually like semi-formal wear. You can't have a t-shirt under a trench coat unless you're like a grimy guy. Like if you're a guy that's like a bum, like a Constantine in the street. You know what I mean? You're always it's
He does live as a bum for most of the story.
oh.
But
'Cause
after
he
Helicopter
almost
gets
looks
shot
kind of
down,
like a nasty, sweaty, like a Kyle Reese from Terminator, right? Like a trench coat on, but he has like nothing underneath. Is the like I don't know about that. I'd rather
but
him in a
that's how
collar
actually
shirt.
lives for most of the story because after he becomes a cyborg, he gets hunted by the government. He's constantly on the run.
Hmm. Well, if that's the case, I do not like the idea, the concept for that design.
But there's another image of him sitting at a table. You scroll up. I have another image of him sitting at a table.
This is a
Go scroll down
penis.
further. Oh no, that's from Love, Death and Robots. I was
Oh.
making a joke post. Scroll down. Scroll down far enough. Yeah, right there. I'm sitting at a table. That's another shot.
Yeah, I just do not like the look of a t-shirt with a trench coat. I do not think that works at all. It's gross.
Okay. I'll try to fix that. I'll try
Yeah.
make a
Well, I guess
better
the
shirt
other thing
model.
too, right now, in either pose, he just looks really stiff. you know, I'm just thinking you got to do something to make him stand out because he does look generic.
Yeah, you actually get a little bit better view of some of Andy's features here. Um, um, uh, like you see, his mother's of Italian descent, so that's why he has nappy hair. If you don't know.
Yeah, the hair is all right as far as I'm concerned. Maybe what you do, to say about Dillard's concerned, instead of give him a t-shirt, give him a long shirt.
Okay, okay. Yeah, looks. Yeah, I get it.
That's even
Looks
worse
kind of
idea.
round.
A long sleeve collarless shirt. Come on, Rick.
Okay.
And don't listen to Rick. Rick is the champion of the the collarless trench coat.
Yeah. Another thing about Captain Metal is he has a voice in his head that used to belong to a robot. That same robot you saw earlier, that little white thing with a black screen face. His name is Mop. And it's like a super talkative robot. And that's in his mind with him 24/7. That tries to give him battle tactics when we fighting his opponents.
Okay. Um.
All right,
And
well,
he got a
that's
little
my thoughts on what's this character's name again?
Captain Metal. That's
Captain Metal. That's my thoughts on Captain Metal. I
okay.
hate his T-shirt, but not a bad concept as a bodyguard. That as a heavy to be a cyborg that works. I think it would take some good fancy writing to actually make him a protagonist, like a full on fleshed out
And he
character.
he has to learn to work together with the robot that's now part of his body.
Because I'll be honest with you, like even as much as they try to flesh out the character of Data, I couldn't give two shits about Data episodes because he's not a person.
It's not the robot he's merged with isn't like Data. It's more like Claptrap if you ever play Borderlands
I have no idea what that is.
or Johnny Five. More like that kind of robot.
Short Circuit.
So yeah. So see if I've ever seen Short Circuit. It's that kind of robot. It's not. It's a silly, annoying robot.
Tim wants to know what he's the captain of.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he's not he wanted to be in the military to be just like his dad, but he couldn't get in there because he has somewhat oversensitive hearing, hyperacusis as he has really good hearing, which is the last thing you want in the military.
Okay, anything you want to promote, John?
I do actually. I want to promote a campaign that I'm currently live with right now called The Mighty Golden Patriot. What I am going to do is I'm going to drop the link to that here in your YouTube chat. You can go and, give it a look-see, see if it's something that you might like, or if you just like me and you want to do me a solid, go ahead and back that. Maybe consider purchasing a tier in there. If you don't like that at all, fuck all that. You could support me by backing my other campaign that is currently live right now, called The Buckler: The Story So Far, which compiles the 4 stories of the Buckler into one larger trade paperback, and the link to that is right here in fundmycomic.com.
Cool. Well, I know I've done the one, and well, maybe I'll do the other. I'll have to go see what you got a digital one over there.
I feel like I was real succinct by promoting that, and now you're just like dragging it out. Why are you dragging it?
Yeah. That's a question for coming on and doing a real good in-depthness for.
There will be no digital tiers for that book.
Okay. Manticore puts up the Ripperson campaign as well. Well, thank you, Fitz, for coming on. Thank you, John, for coming on. It's been great talking with both of you.
Yeah, everybody.
And yeah, thanks everybody in the chat for coming by. I hope you've all had a good time. And we will catch you later. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful night. Love you all.